Hello everybody out there. My name is Jon Stutz. I'm a golf professional at Purgatory Golf Club in Noblesville, Indiana. We'd love to have you come out and play. It's a beautiful golf course. Unfortunately, today's one of those days where we're doing a little indoor work. The weather outside is not allowing us to be out there. I have with me today Brian Pearce, and we're going to work a little tutorial with our K-Vest 3D Interactive. The 3D Interactive K-Vest is a way of working on some mechanics in the swing. Indoors with some computer animation and music, auditory feedback to give us the idea of whether or not we're doing things correctly. This information has all been loaded into the computer through the TPI Institute, which is out in California, I believe, but they use a compilation of a lot of different golf swings, mainly tour players, to kind of give us some parameters that are ideal for optimum performance. So today, one of the things we think is really important, we're going to work a little bit on posture. Brian has a tendency to get his hips a little bit out and maybe a little straight in the legs. So we're working at trying to keep his position underneath him and in a little better posture. As you can see here, we have a red screen. That means we've already calibrated the club to calculate the sensors that are on Brian's back here. He's got one here in his waist, one on the back, and one on his wrist. Those sensors have been calibrated to coordinate with this machine, the computer. So with that said, Brian was already taking a swing. We have some ideas in mind. If we can get him in the correct posture, this screen will turn green and we'll hear a sound. So as Brian begins to work on trying to get that position, you can hear the auditory feedback. And one of the features that's important too, because we're not all exactly the same, one of the things we do, if we have a specific area that we're working on, some parameters that are more specific to this particular student, we have a button here that we press that now Brian is in the right position. Just makes the machine a little less touchy. We know from looking at him that he's in a position that we like, and we're able to give him that auditory feedback. We try to go in 5-second intervals. He'll try to hold that position for 5 seconds. And if he can, keep the music on that whole entire time. Then he may stop, step back, get out of his posture, practice getting into it again, much like you would in a golf swing or when you're hitting balls on the range. So go ahead and step away, Brian. All right, now let's see if we can put the heat on and see if we can get it back in there. Play the music again. As you can see, the more we do it, the easier it becomes, and the more feedback we get. Another exercise that we try to use is alignment. Again, be pretty simple, posture and alignment, but you'll find that a lot of good golf swings start with posture and good alignment. I mean, nothing is wrong with working on basics. So Brian, again, can get himself in a position, for example, if his shoulders were having a tendency to be wide open, or maybe his hips were, we know from working with Brian, his tendency is to have a tendency to get his shoulders a little bit open. So we're working on squaring him up. And again, the sensor's been calibrated to the target line we're using here, and he can try to get his shoulders and everything square. Make the music go off. And again, we'll just play with it just a hair. And I might, as an instructor, I might walk around kind of looking from behind here, just looking at making sure he's where we want to be. And then as I do that, I'll hit the set live button and know that Brian's getting his feedback. Okay. There are various other exercises that we can work on, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight into our 3D Interactive K-Vest, and we'd love to see you out. If you have any questions or want to come see us here at Purgatory Golf Club, we'd love to see you out.